From sweaters to caps and a variety of accessories, 1 in 5 Apparel is a new Toronto clothing brand that's hoping to go international. But it isn't your average line. The brand is hoping to stand out by showing something not too many people are comfortable speaking about.
So 1 in 5 people will experience mental illness in a given year. This is true not only in Canada, but the US, the UK, Australia, and a whole lot more. So for me, 1 in 5 is just more of a symbol of how common mental illness really is. Everybody's going to be touched by it. Just because 1 in 5 people will experience it, that means 1 in 5 of your friends or your family or your coworkers have dealt with it at some point in their lifetime. Mental illness looks like everyone.
It doesn't have a face.
It doesn't have a face. It could be you, it could be me. You never know. And so really getting into what that looks like and being okay with when people have a mental illness episode and being compassionate and understanding towards that and not being afraid of a mental illness episode. Normalizing it. And then having more resources available to support those episodes and knowing what to do when somebody's having an episode.
Yeah. Megan Tabookhurst launched 1 in 5 Apparel 1 month ago. The brand named after a Canadian Mental Health Association figure that highlights how many people develop a mental illness in a given year. A number that also includes the 27-year-old Vancouver native who says she's been living with depression and an eating disorder for nearly 1 decade. And though she openly speaks about her experiences, she knows there are tens of thousands of others who don't. And the Toronto resident hopes her clothing line can help remove any stigma attached to mental illness and instead bring people together.
I am on an antidepressant. I have up and down days with my eating disorder. I like to say I'm in recovery, but sometimes not every day is easy. I'm smiling most of my life. I can't tell you how many times my friends told me, but you're always so happy. But that's the reality, is you never really know who's dealing with it. So it's time that we start looking at what is the realities of living with mental illness and starting to find out how we can relate to those lived realities.
1 in 5, you want people to be able to ask questions and talk about it.
For me, it is about starting a conversation on mental illness. It invites conversation because human beings are naturally curious creatures. Every time I wear my sweater, I am asked, what's 1 in 5? Like, people just want to know, why are you wearing this? So then it opens the door for that conversation, and the wearer and the person asking can take it wherever they want to go.
And as we get into the warmer months of the year, Megan is also hoping to introduce a summer collection. And yes, the 1 in 5 design will be plastered right up front. In Toronto, I'm Faiza Amin for City News.